Welcome back to Landing Zone Home. Today we're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we're going to talk about KOA. The pros, the cons, is it a good deal or not? So stick around, see what they have to offer, and we're going to try to make a decision on KOA. Well, the first thing KOA has going for itself is location. You can find these all across the country. There's over 500 that are sanctioned by KOA, and as my understanding is, there's many more out there that are independent. One thing that you can always tell about a KOA, they're going to have this teepee-looking building, as you see behind me, and their distinctive yellow colors. So let's try to answer the question, who stops and camps at KOAs? Well, I know some people are exclusive KOA campers. That's the only place they're going to go. And there are others that are always avoiding the KOAs, primarily because of the price, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But KOAs do have a lot to offer. I'm going to take you through and show you what some of those are and let you make the decision on if it's worth it or not. So we're going to start right here and take a look at the pool. Swimming pools are usually available, and as you can see here, the grounds and all are well maintained. I think that's one draw that a lot of people really enjoy, is being able to come somewhere that they know that the facility is going to be clean and the facility is going to be secure. So here at the Albuquerque KOA, they do have a hot tub, and I spent a few minutes in that last night, and it was really nice and relaxing. After a long day's driving, it's refreshing to sit in the hot tub for a little while. Another draw that has it for families is they will always have a playground. This is a rather nice playground here. But just look at how well maintained this park is. I mean, we're in the desert here in New Mexico, so you're not going to find grass. And I'll go ahead and mention this now because it is one of the concerns that I had, is this is considered a pet-friendly campground. They've got 3 dog runs. They even have some campsites with private dog runs, and I'll show that to you a little bit later on. But as far as grass goes, you're not going to find any. And my dogs are a little bit peculiar about that. They didn't want to do anything the first day. We actually had to drive out of the park, and we found a place down the road that had some grass, and my dogs got out and did that. But this here is turf grass in this particular dog run here, and it's very nice. They've got 2 about this same size, then they've got 2 that are a little bit smaller. There is a mini golf over here. So again, there's things for the family to do at the KOAs. Before we do the walk around and look at the campsites, and they've got like 6 different levels of campsites, I need to go ahead and give you my personal disclaimer. Out of almost 20 years of RVing, I had never stayed at a KOA until 3 nights ago. We had stopped in Amarillo, and the KOA was there, and it was convenient. And we said, let's give it a try. We need to do that. If we're going to interact with campers, we need to understand everyone's desires and needs as best we can. So we stayed there at the Amarillo KOA, and we had a great time. I mean, they were so friendly there and accommodating, and the sites were all perfectly level. They had great dog runs. They had a swimming pool. Of course, the KOAs are going to have a gift shop, and we'll take a look at that later on. So that was our first introduction to KOA. So 2 days we spent there, then we got on the road and came here to Amarillo, and we didn't really have any reservations. And the first thing we saw pop up was the KOA here at Albuquerque, and we pulled in with no reservations. They were able to accommodate us and get us into a good site. So I'm liking KOA more and more. It's not going to be my primary go-to campground, but I'm certainly going to utilize it. I even joined their rewards program to build a few points and to get some discount along the way. But those are decisions you have to make to see how that fits into your travel plans. Okay, let's do a walk around and check availability of what they have. And they do have cabins, and I think quite a few, if not all of the KOAs, are going to have cabins available. They'll also have some tent camping available. And as I mentioned, about 6 different levels campgrounds, all varying in amenities that come with those campsites. And of course, the price will match the amenities and go up from there. So we'll talk about price a little bit here at Albuquerque, at least this time of year that I'm familiar with, which is late September 2021. The full hookup campsites are starting at about $89, I think it is. We got a 10% discount. They do have water and electric sites only with no sewer, and they'd be a little less than that. I don't know what that is, to tell you the truth. But price-wise, you're going to see that if you've never stayed at one, it might be a little bit of a sticker shock. But I encourage you to come in and just try it and see what it's like and see if it works for you. So moving on, as you can see, big rigs come in. Everything from the largest of the fifth wheels and Class A's all the way down to tent camping. And for amenities, this is a very nice campsite here. It comes with a patio furniture there, and a private dog run with their own turf grass in there. And I've seen a couple of these dog runs which actually come with a canopy over the top to shade your pet during the hot sunny days. These are some of the typical sites here at this Albuquerque KOA. All sites are pull through. There are no back ends, which makes it pretty easy. I think they call this a pergola. This is a one of the deluxe campsites with the patio furniture, the pergola. They've got a fire pit on this one. Very nice. Everything is just manicured in the desert motif, I guess you would call it. No grass, decorative rocks. Over here is a couple more dog runs. You can hear one of the guys barking over there. A couple more of the upgraded campsites. This one here has the canopy over the dog run. Now, how cool is that? They've got their own little fire plug there. Now, what I've seen this week staying at the 2 KOAs is that they do turn over a lot of business, meaning that 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, they start to empty out. And then between 4 and 7 o'clock in the evening, they start to fill up, which might be typical to some campgrounds to get the overnight stay. So if you're planning on staying at one and you don't have reservations, you might want to try to check in early, something before 4 p.m. to make sure you get the type of campsite that you're interested in. So what are the hookups? You're going to get, at the full hookups, you're going to get the 30 and the 50 amp electric. Of course, you're going to get water. You're going to get sewer. We get cable TV. The 30 amp sites with no sewer, I don't think you get the cable. They do have some sites available for weekly and monthly rental, which if you're going to stay a while, that's the way to go. but they have metered electric, so you'll be paying an additional charge for your electric usage. There is some shade here. I'm actually surprised at how many trees they have in the campground. Here in September, it doesn't really matter because the weather is excellent. I mean, here it is mid-morning and it's about 65 or so. But that shade in the summertime, I'm sure, is priceless. So let's go up and take a look at the gift shop and reception. So working off the top of my head, we'll go through some pros and cons, and right off the bat, the pros are availability, amenities that come with it. They're very children friendly and dog friendly. Those are good. They do have a store in there that has some camping supplies and a gift shop in there to help you along the way, picking up souvenirs if you intend to do that. When I'm looking at cons, I'm thinking real hard that price might be a con for some people, especially if you're just looking for an overnight type of situation. And the other con I had in mind was the size of the campsites. Sure, they're plenty big to get in. Even if you have a big rig, get your slides put out, there's room for that. But it doesn't give you any privacy at all. You know, you're kind of open to the breeze, as they say. That might be an issue for some. And I think that's about it on the pros and cons. There's a lot of things to do and see here. So let me wrap this up by saying, don't pass them by without trying KOA at least once. I just regret that we waited so many years before we did. But we're now going to put it in our list. It's not going to be a destination campsite for us, but certainly a campsite that we're going to use as we need. I wanted to mention something specific about this park here in Albuquerque. They've done some upgrades, and especially with the border fencing around the park, they've replaced that. They've got a gate that closes in the evening, and that adds another layer of security that you might have. You know, nowadays camping in cities, at least to me, I'm going to say, is a concern, is a security concern. And I want to make sure that we've got some level of security and we can sleep well at night. So from Albuquerque, New Mexico, we're going to wrap it up here. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscription button, ring the little bell so you get notifications. And I appreciate your watching. Until next time, be safe.